Welcome to English Grammar. Through this video, let's have a look at articles. In English language, we have two types of articles. They are definite articles and indefinite articles. What is meant by definite article? An article which is used to refer particular person or thing is known as definite article. The is a definite article. Let's see where do we use the definite article the. The is used with nouns already mentioned and referred to again. For example, I met a woman. When you are referring or mentioning for the first time, you may say, I met a woman. The woman was a doctor. So at the second mention, we have used the article the before noun women. I saw a boy. The boy was mad. Yesterday, I met a man. The man was father of my friend. You are a boy. You are an intelligent boy. I purchased some apples. The apple was delicious. Now, what do we understand after having a look at all these 5 sentences? That when you are referring for the first time about any person or thing, you may use an article a. And when you mention it for the second time, we use article the. Rule number 2. We use the article the when we speak of things which are only one of their kind or which are unique objects. For example, the moon is shining in the sky. The sun rises in the east. The earth revolves around the sun. So these are universal objects, unique objects. So we have used the article the. The is used before the names of directions when used as a noun. For example, the east, the west, the south, the north. The is used before the names of mountains, seas, oceans, rivers, ranges, mountain ranges, deserts, etc. For example, we say the Himalaya, the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, the Ganga, the Sahyadri, the Sahara. And the next rule is we use the before the proper noun when compared with the other proper noun. For example, Kalidas is the Shakespeare of India. Mahatma Phule is the George Washington of India. Mumbai is the London of India. So here we compare a proper noun with another proper noun. And so we have used the here in these sentences. We call Kalidas as the Shakespeare of India. So here is a comparison between the two. The is also used before the names of holy books. For example, the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, the Quran, the Bible, the Gita. We use the before the names of newspapers, weekly and magazines. For example, the Hindu, the Lokmat, the Times of India, the Employment News, the Indian Express. We also use the before the names of degree and post. For example, the President of India, the Prime Minister, the Chief Minister, the Collector, the Director. And we also say the Talati, the Tahsildar. So here these are the names of posts or a degree. We use the before the names of degree and post. At the same time, we use the before the names of political party. For example, the Congress Party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the National Congress Party, the Shiv Sena, the Aam Aadmi Party, and the Maharashtra Navanirman Sena. Remember that the is used before the names of university. For example, the University of Pune, the University of Mumbai, the University of Delhi, the University of Kolhapur, the University of Jalgaon. Friends, an article which does not refer to any particular person or thing is known as indefinite article. So, which are the indefinite articles? A and an are the indefinite articles. So now let's see where do we use these indefinite articles. Article A is used before a singular countable noun when the letter pronounced with a consonant sound. For example, Rohit is a good lawyer. Mahesh is a handsome fellow. Geeta is a beautiful girl. So here, all these nouns we are talking about, they all are singular countable nouns and they begin with a consonant sound. So we have used article A or a, we can say a good lawyer, a handsome fellow, a beautiful girl. Next, we use article A before a noun when it is an example of a class. For example, a tiger is a wild animal. A cow eats grass. A dog is more useful than cat. A lion is the king of forest. So here, what do we notice? That when we are talking about a class, we use article A before a noun. We use article A or an instead of one. So how? For example, I have a good book on phonetics. She has a new tape recorder. He will come back in a year. So instead of saying one, we can say a. We have to use a. So he will come back in a year. Or while talking, most of the time students make a mistake that I have one brother. So instead of saying one, what do you need to say? I have a brother and a sister. Okay. In the same way, here we have used article a when we are talking about. Article A and an are used before a noun when it is newly introduced or when it is mentioned for the first time. For example, I saw a man. Give me a book. This is a boy. He is a teacher. I meet an old friend. I saw a woman with a baby in her arms. We use article A or an in exclamatory sentences when the sentences start with what. For example, what a strong dog it is. What a foolish girl she is. What an unlucky man he is. What an interesting story it is. When singular countable noun starts with consonant sound like H and it pronounced like her, so then we use article a before it. For example, a hill, a hotel, a historical event, a husband, a human being. When we want to indicate speciality of the person, at that time we use article a before the proper noun. For example, he is a Hitler. He is a Dara Singh. She is a Kalpana Chawla. You are a Shakespeare. He is a Kumbhakarna. He is a Sachin Tendulkar. So here what do we mean by these examples? That we are talking about some speciality of a person, or we want to compare that person with some eminent personality like Hitler, Kalpana Chawla, Dara Singh, Shakespeare, or Sachin Tendulkar, right? So here when we want to mention about the speciality of the person, we use article a. Yes, and then next we come to an article an. When singular countable noun starts with vowel sound like a, e, I, o and u, at that time we use article an before it. So we all know that there are 5 vowels in English. They are A, E, I, O and U. So we have to use article an before the nouns which start with these vowel sounds. For example, an apple grows on a tree. A girl is buying an umbrella. It is an ice cream. A dog is an animal. He was an American by birth. Marathi is an Indian language. And the next rule is when singular countable noun starts with consonant sound like H, but it is pronounced like a vowel sound. So at that time we use article an before it. For example, I shall be back in an hour. R, H-O-U-R. So this noun starts with H, but the H is silent and we pronounce it as R, R. That O is pronounced. Okay, an honor. We don't say an honor, it's honor. Again, H is silent. It is pronounced as O. An honorable man, an honest man. Yes, and we come to the next rule, that is when singular countable noun starts with vowel sound but it is pronounced like a consonant sound. So at that time we use article a before it. For example, a one man, a useful book, a useless car, a European, a one-eyed giant, a university. So look at these examples very carefully, that all these words, they start with a vowel sound but we pronounce them like consonant O-N-E, one. We say it as a one, w. So it is a one man. A useful book. Even though it starts with U, it is pronounced as here. Useful, useless. A useful book. So we say a useless car, a European, a university. Now have a look at the next examples, that the following words, although they start with consonant sound, but they pronounce like a vowel sound. So that we use article an before it. For example, Rahim is an MA in English. PV Sindhu is an NCC officer. Ram is an LLB. Mr. Tope is an MP of the National Congress Party. Mr. Dheeraj is an MSc student. It is an RTC bus. Mr. Prasad is an MLA. So that's all about articles. I hope you have understood that where do we use a, an and the. So do watch this video again and again and try to understand where do we use definite article the and indefinite articles a and an. Keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you so much for watching.